Hey Patriots, hope you're doing well. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Callisto Protocol and why I'm cautiously excited for this game. For some reason, if you don't know what the Callisto Protocol is, this is basically Glenn Schofield's new take on the Dead Space series. A new trailer just came out for this game just a few days ago, and I gotta say, it's got me very interested. Now, in case you aren't aware, I don't like building hype around video games. In my opinion, hype can be the death of a video game. But there is a fine balance of being cautiously excited about something, and that line is where I tread. And even though I am excited, I am also cautious because even though this game looks good, it still could end very badly. Hell, look at Cyberpunk. Good game story-wise, but it was janky in a lot of areas despite the good advertising of the game. And the reason I'm still holding back complete excitement is because Glenn Schofield himself was bragging about having crunch culture in the studio. Now, in a later post, he did end up saying that his purpose wasn't to act like he is proud of crunch culture, but we all know it was done for PR. Now look, I do think the game is going to be good in terms of its storytelling, world building, and the cosmic body horror that Glenn is a master of. But of course, what worries me is if the crunch will affect the quality of the game. And I know that Glenn's point of being proud of the team's hard work was to iron the game out as much as possible before the game releases. But still, this however still screams to me that the whole crunch thing is to get the game done as quickly as possible because of its December deadline. Which, by the way, is not a long time from now. It's only a couple days or so till October by the time I'm making this video, and December is only like 3 months away. Which kind of worries me, as I mentioned before with Cyberpunk, that game also dealt with lots and lots of crunching, but who knows. The game could end up launching flawlessly and be an excellent experience, and if that does happen, I guess the crunch paid off. Now, I'm not advocating for crunch, but if you can crunch a game and have it release good, I'd say you did a good job and you deserve a good vacation. Now, besides all that, I do want to talk about the game itself. The game takes place on one of Jupiter's moons called Callisto. The game takes place 300 years in the future, and you play as a prisoner named Jacob Lee. Now, from the trailer that I saw myself, you can definitely tell this game is going to be creepy. Will it capture that same magic that the original Dead Space did with the necromorphs? Honestly, I kind of doubt it. I'm not saying the enemy design is necessarily bland, but some of the more basic enemies do look a little generic in my opinion. And honestly, the basic enemies don't really seem like they pose that much of a threat compared to the necromorphs. The basic enemies in this game just kind of seem like your typical zombie that runs at you. Meanwhile, the necromorphs were fast, jumpy, and would come out of nowhere and ambush you. Now, it could be wrong, they could feel just as much as a threat as the necromorphs do. I do think the psychological horror aspect of Dead Space is going to be used a lot and done very well in this game. Glenn is a master at making you feel like you're always being watched and never safe, which is why I think Dead Space is the best horror game ever made. So I'm really hoping the game captures that magical feeling of genuine horror like its predecessor. Also, I really love the setting of this game. I think this game is going to have phenomenal world building. The setting of being isolated in a world so far from home while being completely helpless against an alien virus is a terrifying setting. I just really hope that the crunching doesn't hurt the quality of the game. If done right, I do think the game is going to be a good game that you won't forget, especially if you've never played a Dead Space game. And if you haven't, please go play it before this game comes out. Dead Space is a masterpiece of the horror genre, and you're missing out if you don't play it. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you when the next video drops.